We sat here after that first loss. You were extremely confident. I spoke to Shore after the game. He was extremely confident. What is it about this team? Listen, I know every manager is going to say that, but there was a difference. You said it with conviction. You meant it. What is it about this team that gave you that confidence that you knew you were going to win 2 in a row?
Well, I think what it is the core of the players that we had, that I had at 19 when we won the championship. I seen how intense they become in the championship round. And we've added a few players. Shaw came in, had a great series for us. It's the intensity that they bring to the field, and it's also the chemistry. We have good players, but we also have great chemistry, and they're fighting and pawing and doing everything they can for each other.
It's interesting you say that because my next question is, the old adage is a team takes on the personality of its manager. And in that deciding game, in the 8th inning, tell me what happened there.
Well, in the 8th, well, we brought in our closer in the 8th. In the final game you're talking about.
Yeah,
we brought in Griswold in the 8th. He's been our closer. He's a young kid that we got out of that MLB draft league. Should have got drafted. Didn't, but there was only 20 rounds. I was interested to see what was going to happen. I says, well, I made him my closer, so I'm going to close with him. He's going to have to do a 2-inning save. So he went out there. We made 1 error. I think that was in the 9th inning against him, but he was solid as a rock. So obviously he's been in some sort of playoffs before, I would think, because for being a kid just out of college, I was very impressed.
And then the benches cleared a little bit. What happened there?
Their shortstop grounded out and made some sort of beef to the dugout, and he told one of our guys to come out on the field, and so he jumped over the fence and went after him. There was no punches or anything thrown, but I thought it was him trying to probably just fire up his team. It didn't work.
So we also spoke about this last week, but another championship, the division side. Now you're going for the league championship. Each and every championship, I mean, when you win one at the major league level as a player, obviously it means something. But what would this particular championship mean to you after a year off, coming back and starting all over again here?
Well, I think it means a lot. I mean, it would still be back-to-back, even though we didn't play in 20. But, these guys, when we won the division or whatever, the North, there in Maryland, these guys, if you could have heard them in that clubhouse coming into this series, you'd have been impressed with the things that they were saying. So they're ready for the task, trust me.
As a manager, what does it mean when you win championships?
I love every championship I've ever won, and they all mean something. They're all special to you. The one thing that I really look forward to today is letting these players win a championship. Some of them never won a championship. To be able to go through that, the excitement of doing that, and they may never go through it again. So the younger guys that we have here, this might be their first one, and it would be huge for those guys to win. I want to be a part of helping these guys win a championship.
Interesting you mentioned that. This is a guy on the other side of the field tonight, and Brandon Phillips, who's done a lot in Major League Baseball. He's gotten to the playoffs. He's never gotten to a World Series. He's 40 years old, so I'm sure it has meaning to him. What are some of the challenges this Lexington team poses for you guys, including a player that 2-time Silver Slugger?
The biggest thing is the Lexington can swing the bats. They can hit, but if our pitchers locate and pitch to their weaknesses, we've already showed that we can handle them throughout the season. So even though we're 9-1 in the regular season against this team, they have a potent lineup. So we have to pitch well.
So the message tonight, you mentioned guys that may never get there again. This is their one opportunity. There's so many different speeches about that. What's your message to the guys that are here for the first time and have this opportunity?
My message to my players, and this was the last game that we just played in Maryland to win, will be the same. My message to the guys is you go 100%, and after 9 innings, there's 0 fuel left in the tank. So that's how you got to play each and every game that you play. So that's what we're going to do.